Good evening. The more intrigued and excited about the skill you seek to acquire, the more quickly you will gain it. Welcome to BMC News Live in English, brought to you by Al Hilal Hospital and Medical Centers. I am Vinod Narayan, joining you with the daily news updates. Today's headlines. Bahrain to cancel all flexi work permits in February. His Majesty the King held official talks with Israeli President. Bahrain took steps to boost municipal council's efficiency. Saudi Heritage Commission registered 67 new historical sites. China eased controls and gave no sign when zero COVID ends. News in detail. Bahrain to cancel all flexi work permits in February. All existing flexi work permits which allowed holders to take up freelance jobs with multiple employers will be officially cancelled in February next year. Interior Minister General Sheikh Rashid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa has issued a ministerial decision which has been published in the official gazette to cancel all flexi permits within 3 months from November 17 this year. All current flexi permit holders have the right to apply for a vocational work permit before the expiry of the grace period. The new work permits are available at the LMRA service centers. To be eligible to apply for the new permit, the applicant has to pay a fee to extend the cancelled residency permission and all late payments for a year or part of the year related to residency for work permits. Meanwhile, Labour Minister and LMRA Board Chairman Jamil Humaydan issued another ministerial decision to create a new vocational card for licensed expatriate workers. Each worker will have to pay BD5 each month to be able to work in a licensed vocational profession. His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, Crown Prince, Deputy Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, and Prime Minister issued an edict to issue the vocational work permit for 2 years. His Majesty the King held official talks with Israeli President. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa received the President of the State of Israel, Isaac Herzog, in the presence of His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, at the Gudaibiya Palace today. His Majesty the King welcomed the Israeli President, expressing hope that the visit will contribute to enhance relations between the two countries. An official reception was held for President Herzog, and the national anthems of the two countries were played. Then His Majesty the King held official talks with the Israeli President in the presence of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister. His Majesty King Hamad and President Herzog discussed the Bahraini-Israeli relations and ways to broaden bilateral cooperation to serve common interests and consolidate joint efforts to achieve security, stability and prosperity for the countries and people of the region. Talks between the two sides focused on ways to bolster cooperation in the economic, trade, investment, scientific, technical, health, educational, youth, tourism and cultural fields. They also discussed ways to encourage communication between the representatives of the private sector in the two countries and the exchange of the visits of official delegations, which will contribute to increase the volume of bilateral trade exchange for the best interest of the two sides. They also stressed the importance of activating the arrangements and memoranda of understanding signed between the two countries in vital areas of common interest, as well as strengthening the role of the joint economic committees in advancing bilateral economic and trade cooperation, which would serve common interests. Arab Cyber Security Summit to be held under the patronage of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister. The first Arab Cyber Security Summit will open on Tuesday, December 6th, under the patronage of His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Crown Prince and Prime Minister. The 3-day summit will be held at the exhibition World Bahrain in Sakir under the slogan Enabling Global Cyber Security Cooperation, providing a platform to exchange expertise and supporting cooperation. Keynote international speakers and experts will attend the summit, aimed to develop strategies on tackling cyber challenges and developments in improving the protection of important national and international data, networks and infrastructure. The summit will also highlight global initiatives and the latest trends in this field, in addition to discuss main cyber security challenges and developments, while providing practical solutions and studying best practices. The event will serve as a global platform for all experts and specialists in the field of cybersecurity and for all representatives of government and private sectors and companies participating in the summit. Bahrain-Saudi cooperation in infrastructure development discussed. Minister of Works Ibrahim bin Hassan Al Hawaj stressed deep fraternal relations between the Kingdom of Bahrain and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and their steady growth. Thanks to the care and support of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, he also commended continuous follow-up of His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, Crown Prince and Prime Minister, and Saudi Crown Prince and Prime Minister His Royal Highness Prince Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud. This came during a meeting between the Minister of Works and Saudi Minister of Transport and Logistics Services, Salih bin Nasser Al Jasser. They discussed issues of mutual interest pertaining to the infrastructure field. The Minister of Works affirmed the advanced status attained by the Kingdom of Bahrain and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in terms of traffic safety. He pointed out Bahrain's keenness on keeping abreast of urban development through continuous development of its road network. He was also informed about the main initiatives carried out by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in developing the road infrastructure. Bahrain took steps to boost municipal council's efficiency. Municipalities Affairs and Agriculture Ministry Under Secretary Sheikh Mohammed bin Hamad Al Khalifa has stressed the importance of municipal work in the amelioration of services to enhance the development process. He was attending the launch of the induction program for members of the capital municipality, organized by the ministry in cooperation with the Bahrain Institute for Political Development as part of the general program Illuminations. The Undersecretary highlighted the steps taken by the ministry to increase the efficiency of the council members and the capacity of the employees. He stressed the importance of support provided by Bahrain Institute for Political Development to provide members of municipal councils with the best services and high professional quality to enhance efficiency by providing programs and events aimed at improving the capabilities of members within the institutional and legal frameworks. Now we will be back after a very short break.
The 16th branch of Megamart and Macromart supermarkets in Bahrain has opened in Sahala. The best offers are available to the customers at affordable rates. Everyone is welcome. During and around the opening day, a variety of fish including salmon, meat and dairy products, roastery, frozen items, food and non-food items, groceries, fruits and vegetables, electronics, garments and ready-to-eat food items are available to the customers at affordable rates. Hearty welcome to all. Megamart and Macromart, your favorite shopping destination.
The exclusive franchisee of Cochin Kala Bhavan in Bahrain, with over a decade of existence in Bahrain. Exclusive online regular classes have started for classical dances, music vocal, instrumental music, cinematic dance, Kathak, Zumba body fitness, karate and yoga, drawing, arts and craft, children's theatre. For more information, please call 3909 6845 3909 4806 3885 2397 or visit www.bahrainmediacity.com.
Welcome back. Caution call amid thunderstorm forecast in some regions of Saudi till Thursday. The General Directorate of Civil Defense called on the public to be most cautious and vigilant in the wake of the forecast of thunderstorms to hit some regions of Saudi Arabia from Sunday until Thursday. Based on the report of the National Center for Meteorology, the regions of Riyadh, Qasim, the northern borders of region, and the eastern province will receive medium to heavy rains and brisk winds, and that may lead to torrential rains. The Civil Defense said in a statement. It said that parts of the Riyadh and Hale regions will be affected by moderate rains, while light to moderate rains will be experienced in the regions of Makkah, Medina, Azir, Jazan, and Al-Baha. The Directorate urged everyone to be careful and wary of potential dangers in such an atmosphere. It called on to stay away from places where torrents gather and to adhere to the instructions that the Civil Defense announced through various media and social networking sites in order to preserve their safety. Saudi Heritage Commission registered 67 new historical sites. The Kingdom's Heritage Commission has registered 67 new archaeological and historical sites in the National Antiquities Register, bringing the total number of registered archaeological sites across the Kingdom to 8,531. The new sites included 15 in the northern borders, 13 in Tabuk, 10 in Hale, 9 in Jaf, 5 in Qasim, 4 sites each in Riyadh and Azir, 3 sites each in Medina and Baha, and 1 site in Makkah. The Commission seeks to discover and officially register the Kingdom's archaeological and historical sites in the National Antiquities Register and put them on digital maps that facilitate their administration, protection, and preservation. It also aims to build a special database for registered archaeological sites and save document works that are implemented therein, as well as achieve documents and photos of the heritage sites in Saudi Arabia. China eased controls and gave no sign when zero COVID ends. China is easing some of the world's most stringent antivirus controls, and authorities say new variants are weaker, but they have yet to say when they might end a zero-COVID strategy that confines millions of people to their homes and set off protests and demands for President Xi Jinping to resign. On Monday, commuters in Beijing and at least 16 other cities were allowed to board buses and subways without a virus test in the previous 48 hours for the first time in months. Industrial sectors reopened markets and businesses and lifted most curbs on movement while keeping restrictions on neighborhoods with infections, the Associated Press reported. The government announced plans last week to vaccinate millions of people in their 70s and 80s, a condition for ending zero-COVID restrictions that keep most visitors out of China and have disrupted manufacturing and global trade. That spurred hopes for a quick end to zero-COVID, but health experts and economists warn it will be mid-2023 and possibly 2024 before vaccination rates are high enough and hospitals are prepared to handle a possible rash of infections. Thousands on alert in Indonesia's Java after Mount Semeru eruption. Thousands of residents in Indonesia's East Java were on high alert on Monday after a violent eruption at the island's tallest volcano prompted authorities to impose an 8-kilometer no-go zone and forced evacuations of entire villages. The Provincial Search and Rescue Agency deployed teams to the worst affected areas near Mount Semeru to assess damage, with low rainfall giving some reprieve, Reuters reported. No casualties have been reported and there has not been any immediate disruption to air travel. The 3,676-meter volcano erupted at 2:46 p.m. local time on Sunday. Footage shot by local residents showed Mount Semeru spewing a giant cloud of grey ash high above its crater, which later engulfed the mountain into surrounding rice paddy fields, roads and bridges, and turned the sky black. Prime Minister Modi thanked global counterparts for supporting India's G20 presidency. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Monday thanked his global counterparts for extending their support to India as the country assumed the G20 presidency on December 1st. Prime Minister Modi responded to US President Joe Biden, French President Emmanuel Macron, and Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida's congratulatory messages on Twitter. Earlier, Biden said in his tweet that the US supported India and Prime Minister Modi during the G20 presidency. He also said India and US together will advance sustainable and inclusive growth while tackling shared challenges like the climate, energy, and food crisis. With that, we come to the end of today's news. Stay tuned for daily news updates in BMC News Live English at 7:30 p.m. every day. I am Vinod Narayanan signing off from BMC News Live. Good night.